This Formica rufa wood ant queen has laid her first brood in a burrow near the sea. Her nest is just on the outskirts of the beach, the perfect vantage point for scavenging hapless morsels washed in by the tide. At the moment, the tide is out, but it won't stay that way. The ants must make haste and stockpile what they can, while they can. There are other wood ants out here. They have also come to take advantage of the buffet provided by the sea. Territorial disputes will invariably favor the colony with the greater numbers. The battle has begun. The tide is coming in. Soon the lower levels of the beach will be flooded. Any ants caught in the surge will be washed out to sea. The ants will fight to the death. The water is rising quickly. The ants must head for higher ground. The ants must defend themselves. The tide has almost reached its highest point. The sands east of the nest are about to be completely flooded. The tide is in, and soon night will fall. As the temperature drops outside, nocturnal creatures begin to awaken. It would be wise for the roofer colony to stay underground, and hope that their nest remains hidden until the morning. Overground, nocturnal hermit crabs rule over the sands at night. These creatures are typically scavengers, searching for algae and carrion on the beach. But due to the unusual incursion of Formica rufa colonies into this area, this particular community of crabs has developed a taste for ant flesh. A hermit crab has found its way into the nest. The ants must mount a swift and decisive defense. There are intruders in the nest. A group of hermit crabs have stormed the nest. The larvae must be protected. The workers have done all they can to improve these food stores. More hermit crabs have found the nest. The tide is receding and a new day dawns. The hunters of the night return to the safety of the shadows, and the ants can begin to lay down new trails. The harvest must go on. A dead sardine has been washed up on the beach. This feast is too precious to pass up, but the smell will soon attract other scavengers. The ants will need to amass in great numbers to defend such a prize. The workers have done all they can to improve these food stores. The ants have been spotted by Cichindala hybrida, the northern dune tiger beetle. With its long, slender legs, it's the king of speed on these intertidal flats.
Its wide, carving jaws will slice effortlessly through squads of wood ants. It's going to take a monumental unified effort to bring this beast down.
The tide is coming in. Soon the lower levels of the beach will be flooded. Any ants caught in the surge will be washed out to sea. The colony is starving. There's not enough food to feed the new brood. The water is rising quickly. The ants must head for higher ground. The tide has almost reached its highest point. The sands east of the nest are about to be completely flooded.
There is another creature roaming the sands tonight, Arctosa parita. the sand bear wolf spider. In the day, these spiders retreat to the shade provided by larger plants on the edge of the beach. But once the sun has gone, they are far more active and on the hunt for a midnight feast.
A wolf spider has found the nest entrance. She is only small, but her venom will quickly incapacitate any ant that tries to fight alone. Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected. The queen is in imminent danger. There are intruders in the nest. Another wolf spider has entered the nest. This one is large, fast, and voracious. Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected. There are intruders in the nest. More wolf spiders have found the nest. As the sun rises over a new day, the tide recedes. The nocturnal creatures return to the shadows, and once again, the harvest must continue. The tide is coming in. Soon the lower levels of the beach will be flooded. Any ants caught in the surge will be washed out to sea. The tide has almost reached its highest point. The sands east of the nest are about to be completely flooded. The tide is in, and soon night will fall. As the temperature drops outside, nocturnal creatures begin to awaken. It would be wise for the roofer colony to stay underground, and hope that their nest remains hidden until the morning. A wolf spider has found the nest. Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected. Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected. There are intruders in the nest. More hermit crabs have found the nest. A huge wolf spider has found the colony. This one is a mother, and her recently hatched brood have followed her into the nest. These ants are facing an overwhelming infestation. Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected. The colony is starving. There's not enough food to feed the new brood. As the ants grow in number, the local predators pose less and less of a danger. Eventually they will be displaced from this area entirely. Despite the dangers of the beach, it seems this intrepid queen's gamble to establish her colony here has ultimately secured her success. A number of small Formica, rufa, and fusca colonies have established themselves on this beach. Those nearest to the water's edge have enjoyed the first pick of the washed-up seafood for the past few days. However, as the sun and moon near alignment and the first spring tide of the month approaches, high tide draws nearer to these intrepid ants. Seemingly aware of their circumstances, these colonies are preparing to relocate to higher ground. There is only one way up the bank, and the route is currently occupied by a small roofer colony. These defenders will have to hold their ground against the oncoming siege. It will be 3 days before the high tide washes away the competition. If the colony survives, it will inherit the beach, but this won't be an easy fight. Although the nests nearer the water have better access to the food washed up by the sea, this roofer colony need not starve. The plant life growing nearby is home to herds of grey aphids. As they feed on plant sap, these tiny insects excrete droplets of honeydew, which the wood ants find irresistible. They need only protect the aphids from danger to receive a constant supply of sugary liquid. Doing so is not always simple, however. Hungry ladybird beetles know exactly where the aphids like to graze. They can strip an unguarded stem bare in a mere matter of minutes. The ants will need to keep a close watch over their flock. A party of Formica fusca black ants are heading inland. The high ground roofer colony must defend their territory. The battle has begun. The roofer colony on the low ground are sending troops to clear a path for their queen. The high ground colony must keep them at bay. The lower ground colonies have relented their siege for now. Night approaches, and with it, it brings a host of nocturnal predators out onto the beach. The high ground ants could go underground to wait out the night, but they would have to leave their precious aphids unguarded. It is a difficult choice for this colony. Face the peril out in the open, or hide away and risk losing their only reliable source of food. Dawn breaks, and the battle for the high ground will soon continue. The high ground colony defended their aphid flocks well, succeeding in securing vital food supplies to see them through the oncoming onslaught. The Fusca colony is sending a wave of warriors to clear a path for their queen. The Rufa colony are sending another assault. They are desperate to reach higher ground. More black ants are emerging from the Fusca nest. More soldiers are emerging from the Rufa nest. Night falls, and a temporary truce emerges between the warring colonies. Once again, the high ground wood ants must make a choice. Do they defend the aphids, or will they hide, resting their forces until the morning? Dawn breaks, and the battle for the high ground will soon continue. The high ground colony defended their aphid flocks well, succeeding in securing vital food supplies to see them through the oncoming onslaught. Both lower ground colonies are now sending out armies at the same time. Black ants and wood ants are heading from their nests to the high ground. There are intruders in the nest. Night falls, and a temporary truce emerges between the warring colonies. Once again, the high ground wood ants must make a choice. Do they defend the aphids, or will they hide, resting their forces until the morning? Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected. colony is starving. There is not enough food to feed the new brood. There are intruders in the nest. Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected. There are intruders in the nest. Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected. There are intruders in the nest. Last night's high tide was dangerously close to the low-ground nests. Today is their last chance to relocate. The ants must prepare for their final battle. Many aphids were eaten in the night. Food will be scarce. There are intruders in the nest. A large black ant force has been sent from the Fuska nest. More wood ants are heading toward the high ground colony. The ants must defend themselves. Both lower ground colonies are now sending out armies at the same time. The day is almost over. The low ground is already starting to flood. The lower ground nests are emptying completely, and the ants are rushing up the bank. This is their final assault. The wood ants upon the hill have finally defeated their would-be successors. Tomorrow their empire will expand to the undefended intertidal flats below, commanding both the aphid farms and the bounty of the sea. This colony will rise to become an undeniable power in the Undergrowth.
Beginning to adapt. The Ereptor workers have raised their first Formica Ereptor ant.
Incredible. I wasn't sure it was even possible. The colony seems to have made significant progress. Perhaps it is time we began phase 2 of the trial.
Agreed. I will prepare the feeder colonies.
Let's ease them in with a familiar disturbance. Introduce 20 Formica fusca ants.
The Fusca colony is attached, and the ants are on their way.
I see they haven't lost their potency. Now let's try the Formica rufa ants.
The Rufa will be more aggressive. Our Ereptors will need to put up a strong defense. Adding 20 Rufa ants. Once again, our Ereptors have neutralized the threat to their queen.
Good. Continue the experiment as before, but don't push the colony too hard.
Of course not. That would be irresponsible. Introducing 40 Rufa ants. Excellent defense. Increasing to 50 Rufa ants. Good. Would it be unfair to help the colony out? Perhaps. But I'm feeling generous. Collect your seeds swiftly, my little ants. Now, let's see how they handle the Rufa and the Fusca invaders. We will start with 30 of each. A wonderful victory on two fronts. Perhaps we should try 3 colonies this time. Introducing 30 of each Rufa, Fusca, and Ereptor ants. Good. A little helping hand for what comes next. Collect it quickly. Faster. I wonder how long they will survive against a sustained flow from all 3 colonies. Let's see. You are doing well, my intrepid Ereptors, but what's this? A giant tiger beetle has joined the fray. And another. Oh no, 3 tiger beetles. Work, my little ants. But what's this? 1, 2, 3, 9, 10 wolf spiders. It hardly seems fair. Yes! Victory to the Ereptor!
What's going on here?
Yes, the ants performed excellently against the Rufa. They just staved off an attack from 40 Rufa ants.
40? I think that's enough for now. We don't want to overstress them.
Agreed.
Continue to watch over the Formicarium. Additional experiments will be on hold for the time being.
I understand. No more tests.